Hi, it's Danielle from the blog warmwithtime.com, where I help you design a home full of vintage charm. And in today's video, I want to take you on a little walkthrough of our farmhouse. So this home was built in 1950, and me and my husband just purchased it about 6 months ago. Since we bought the place, we've done a lot of work to renovate it, and I wanted to share with you a little before and after progress update of our farmhouse fixer upper, but I also wanted to share with you some of the projects that we plan to do here in the future, because although we've done a lot of work, we still have a long way to go. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the house. So this is my and my husband's very first house. It is about 2,000 square feet, 3 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. One of our favorite things about this home in particular is its location. It's located about 5 minutes from the nearest town, meaning that our lot is very large. We have about 3 acres here on this property. And we also love that it's surrounded by other farms. So when we first purchased the house, this is what it looked like. It had tons of overgrown trees in front of a lot of the windows. Careful, honey! It had awnings that blocked out any natural light in the home, and it had some metal columns that we replaced with wood posts. We have come a long way for sure in the exterior, but there's still some things that we'd like to do in the future. One thing that I want to do is replace the metal shutters with some wooden ones, and then build some cute little window boxes with some flowers. We'd also like to get rid of this concrete pad and build a stone walkway to the driveway. Now let's walk inside and I'll show you the living room. So this is what the living room looked like when we first purchased the home. One of the first things we did was rip out the carpet that was in the living room and dining room, and had the original wood floors refinished. We also covered the popcorn ceiling in the kitchen, dining room, and the living room with tongue and groove wood planks. And then we painted those white. This was just easier than scraping all the popcorn ceilings and safer as well. But we still need to go back and add the crown molding to cover up some of the gaps. One of the other things that we did was actually removed the mantle and had the mantle hearth re-bricked. You can see it was pretty much deteriorated, and that is why the mantle was kind of falling off the wall, because the hearth was not secure. And this is what the house looks like currently. Right now we don't have a lot of decorations. We've just finished up renovations in here. We still have projects that we want to do, such as paint the walls. What you're looking at is just primer. I also need to paint this clock. We fixed that up a while ago, and I just haven't decided on a color yet for it. I love the French country feel that it kind of adds to the room. We are planning on putting back the original French doors that open up to the dining room. Those are just currently in the garage while we get those painted and fixed up. We also want to eventually find a new mantle surround. Just that one is not my favorite. I also still need to pick out a new light fixture for this room. Just haven't decided on anything yet. Just off of the living room is a office space. This was originally wood paneling, and we replaced that with sheetrock. We also replaced the carpet that was in here with the same red oak flooring that was throughout the house. This space used to be a side porch, so our goal in this room is really just to make it feel original and more like the rest of the house. We still need to paint in here. What you're looking at is just primer. I need to paint the trim on the windows, and we also are brainstorming a project to add some built-ins on one of the back walls. That way we have lots of storage and it functions really well for our family. Now let's move on to the dining room and I'll show you what that used to look like. So we have French doors in the living room that actually open up to the dining room, and it makes the space feel more connected without technically being an open floor plan. So in this space we did refinish the wood floors, and we also did a lot of repairs to the plaster walls, and we covered all of the popcorn ceiling with wood planks. I found this chandelier off Facebook Marketplace, and I think it was like $40. We are wanting to build a large family farm table to fit in this space, and then of course replace those French doors I was talking about earlier. And we also have some painting to do in here as well. But I'm very excited for how it's coming along so far. Now let me take you into the kitchen and show you where we've done most of renovation. So this is what the kitchen looked like when we first purchased the home. It had very dated cabinets that were falling apart, laminate countertops with tons of wallpaper all over the walls, and a half wall that separated the space into two parts. And we had to basically gut the whole room, so that meant we had to remove all the cabinets, which we could not save because they were built in place. We also needed to remove all of the laminate from the floors. This was a really difficult task. We were hoping that once we removed the laminate, we would actually be able to salvage the original wood floors underneath. But we had an expert tell us that they were not quite in good enough shape to salvage, so he recommended we replace the flooring. So my husband and my dad put in red oak wood floors that would match the rest of the home. And since we removed the cabinets from the walls, there was a lot of plaster repair that we had to do on the walls and removed all of that wallpaper. And we also removed the half wall that really opened the space up. And this is what our kitchen looks like today. Quite a transformation. We added new cabinets, new appliances. We took out that half wall that really opened up the space and made it a lot more functional. We also replaced the wood floors to make them match the rest of the house and covered the popcorn ceiling with wood planks. One of my favorite things about this space is the vintage sink that we refinished. My father-in-law gave this to us, and it is a wonderful addition to the kitchen. And you might be wondering, why do we have a vintage washboard above our stove? That is basically covering the vent hole until we build a custom hood vent above the stove. To the right of the stove is our pantry. This is a new pantry door that we purchased a couple months back from a Salvation Army, and I loved it because it had the glass, so I'd be able to see into the pantry nicely. And we're still painting in here, but basically we're going to add lots of custom shelving to make plenty of food storage space in this room. And then to the left of the stove is actually another closet. We are going to make this a appliance garage. We could not get rid of the closet because it did have the electrical outlets in there, but we're going to use the space as well as we can and install lots of shelves for small appliances. We did decide to keep this built-in cabinet. I actually had the idea to transform it into a coffee bar. So we had our electrician add a little outlet in here, and we're probably going to have to modify the shelves, but I'm going to turn it into my coffee bar. Now that we took out that half wall that separated the kitchen, we were able to resituate the layout and add a eat-in kitchen. We're thinking that in the future we'll probably add a built-in bench and make a breakfast nook in this spot. I hope you enjoyed seeing this walkthrough tour of our farmhouse fixer-upper. If you found it entertaining and inspirational, be sure to like it down below. We really have come a long way in this home, but we still have a lot that we want to do. So if you want to see those projects, be sure to consider subscribing. That way you can see all of those in action as we do them here on the farmhouse, and you can stay up to date with the progress that we've made. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.